Hello students, I have already uploaded the paper of October number 1933 in my previous lecture. Now I should want to I should want to upload the lecture of 2019 October number 3132 uh, here. Question number 1 is ln of 1 plus 2 e power 2 y is equal to x. Express y in terms of x, carry 3 marks. Ln of 1 plus 2 e power 2 y is equal to x. The base of ln is always e. When we change the ln in index form, then 1 plus 2 e power 2 y should be on the left side and e power x on the right side. The base of e on the right hand side, and we change the ln into index form. When I simplify this question, when I simplify this question, e power 2y is equal to 1 plus e power x. So taking ln on both sides again, in order to take the value of y in front. So ln of e power 2y is equal to ln of 1 plus e power x. 2y is equal to ln of 1 plus e power x. So y is equal to ln of e power x over 2 here. Again, I move towards the question number 2, the identity portion. First of all, we should expand the identity. You can use the square methods, taking square on both sides and solve it to get the value of x. But I will use a simpler method here. The identity is behaving like a square root. The value inside the modulus is always positive. When we expand it, then one value is positive, one value is negative. You can take either value is negative. 2x minus 3 is equal to 4 into x plus 1, or 2x minus 3 is equal to minus 4 into x plus 1. In this way, I will find the value of x is equal to minus 7 by 2 and x is equal to minus 1 by 6. Now I will check the inequality. Where should our solution lie? First I place x is equal to minus 4, the lesser value of minus 7 by 2, which will become minus 3.5. I take let x is equal to minus 4. I place this value in the inequality. The first equation, 2x minus 3 is greater than 4 into x plus 1. I will find that the x is equal to minus 4 when I apply it's a false. It means our area lies uh, greater than minus 7 by 2, not less than minus 7 by 2. So, and x is equal to minus 1, the lesser value of minus 1 by 6. I check that 5 is greater than 0, so it's true. It means our solution is greater than less than minus 1 by 6 and greater than minus 7 by 2, not less than minus 7 by 2, it's greater than minus 7 by 2. By mistake I place a sign of x is less than minus 7 by 2, but here is x is greater than minus 7 by 2. Question number 3, the parametric equation of the curve R x is equal to parametric equation mean which the equation which have parameters like t, a, b, c, x and y are behaving like a variable here. X is equal to 2t plus sine 2t, y is equal to ln of 1 minus cos 2t. First I derivate the dx over dt. Dx over dt is equal to derivation of 2t is 2 and derivation of sine 2t is cos 2t, and further derivative 2t and 2t's derivative is 2. In this way I will find the final equation 2 into 1 plus cos 2t. Again I derivate the y is equal to ln of 1 minus cos 2t, dy over dt is equal to the derivation of ln of 1 minus cos 2t is 1 over 1 minus cos 2t, because the derivation of ln of x is 1 over x, and again further derivate 1 minus cos 2t. The derivation of 1 is 0 and negative, then derivation of cos 2t is minus sin 2t, and further derivate 2t will become 2. In this way, when I simplify this equation, I will get this 2 sine 2t over 1 minus cos 2t. In order to find dy over dx, I will use the chain rule dy over dt cross dt over dx. A dt is cancelled out with dt and we will find the dy over dx. Putting value of dy over dt and dt over dx. Dy over dt 2 sine 2t over 1 plus cos 2t, and when dt over dx, the reciprocal of dx over dt is 1 over 2 into 1 plus cos 2t. In this way, when I simplify this equation, I will find that sine 2t over 1 minus cos square 2t. 1 minus cos square 2t is equal to sine square 2t. I use identity here. 1 minus cos square theta is equal to sine square theta, and 1 minus sine square theta is equal to cos square theta. I used 1 minus cos square 2 theta is equal to sine square 2t. Sine 2t is cancelled out with square sine 2t, and I will get the final value of 1 over sine 2t. When I change this identity into it, will become dy over dx is equal to cosecant 2t. Question number 4. An insect in a population T weeks, T mean time. After the start of the observation is denoted by n, the population denoted by n, time is denoted by t. The population is decreasing at a rate proportional to n e power minus 0.02t. The variable n and t are treated as continuous, and it is given that when t is equal to 0, n is equal to 1000, dn over dt is equal to minus 10. Show that n and t satisfy the differential equation. dn over dt is equal to minus 0.01 e power minus 2 0.02t into n. Hence, in the question, the first line of the second line of the question is decreasing at a rate proportional to. So, dn over dt rate is the rate of change of n with respect to t is dn over dt is directly proportional to e power minus 0.02 n. When I remove the sign proportionality, there is a constant k e power minus 0.02 t into n. I place the values of dn over dt minus 10, and t is 0 and n is 1000. I will get that k is equal to 1 is 0.01. I put this value in a second equation, dn over dt is equal to k. When I place a value of k, it will become minus 0.01 e power minus 0.02 t into n, which is the required form of the question. Hello students, I have already uploaded the paper of October number 1933 in my previous lecture. Now I should want to upload the lecture of 2019 October number 3132. In part 2, state that what happens to the value of n as t becomes large. When t becomes large, it means t is equal to infinity. So ln of n is equal to 1 by 2 minus ln 1000 is equal to 1 over 2 e power minus 0.02 t. When t becomes large, it becomes infinity. So ln of n is equal to this. I place value 1 over infinity, infinity in the place of n. Ln of n over 1000, I use the logarithmic rule here. The negative will be divided form is equal to 0 minus 1 by 2, because 1 over infinity is equal to 0. So n over 1000 equal to e power minus 1 by 2, n is equal to 1000 e power minus 1 by 2. In question number 5, the curve with equation y is equal to e power minus 2x ln of x minus 1 has a stationary point at when x is equal to p. Show that p satisfies the equation x is equal to 1 plus e power x1 at mean e power 1 over 2x minus 1, where x1 is equal to 0. At stationary point dy dx is equal to 0. You should always put 0 when there is a stationary point, turning point, maximum value, minimum value. So I applied derivative equal to 0. So e power minus 2 x derivation. First I derivate the equation dy over dx. The derivation I use product rule here. Product rule means derivation of e power minus 2x and write ln of x minus 1 as it is, then place a positive sign, write a function e power minus 2x as it is, and derivate ln of x minus 1 here. So e power minus 2x into derivation of 2x is minus 2, and write ln of x minus 1 as it is, plus write e power minus 2x as it is, and the derivation ln of x minus 1 is 1 over x minus 1, and the derivation inside the x minus 1 is 1. I take common e power minus 2x and simplify it. In the final I will find that x is equal to 1 plus e power 1 by 2 into 1 over x minus 1. Verify by calculation that p lies between 2.2 and 2.6. It's a very easiest part. I take all the variables on left hand side and put the value. First I put value 2.2 in place of x, then I will put the value 2.6 in place of when I put value 2.2, I found that it is less than 0, minus 0.3169. When I put 2.6, I will see that this value is greater than 0.2332. It means there is a change of sign. When there is a change of sign, then it means root lies between these 2 points, 2.2 and 2.6. Formula based on the equation in part 1 to determine p correct to 2 by using a iterative formula. Find the value of p correct to 2 decimal places. It means the final answer should be 2 decimal places, giving each iteration 4. We take each iteration till 4 decimal places. If you ignore the 4 decimal places, the answer will be wrong. So first I will find the x1 is equal to I suggest that you should take the middle value, because we have proved that the root lies between 2.2 plus 2.6 anywhere. I suppose that the root lies in middle. So 2.2 plus 2.6 over 2 is equal to 2.4. I get x1 and then put the x1 value in the equation. In place of x, I find that x2 is equal to 2.4690, and then find x3 by putting 2.4690 in place of x. I find x3 is equal to this, and further then you should place value of x3, find x4, then x4, and find x5. In this way I will find finally. I noticed that the 2.422 and 2.42, there is a repetition in the terms. So it means the exact root is 2.42. In question number 6, by differentiating cos x over sin x, show that if y is equal to cot of x, then dy dx is equal to minus cos x square. Here I use the identity y is equal to cot x is equal to cos x over sin x. I use the quotient rule here. Quotient rule means the derivation of, first I derivate numerator and write denominator as it is, then put a negative sign, write the numerator as it is and take the derivation of denominator over denominator whole square. So derivation of cos of x is minus sine of x, and write the denominator sine of x as it is. Take a negative sign cos x as it is and take the derivation of sine of x, which is cos of x, over sine square x. Sorry, there is no denominator but the in denominator sine square x. So minus sine x cos x minus cos x over sine square x minus sine square x plus cos square x. Here is not a cos. By mistake I write cos x here, sine x into sine x minus sine square x plus cos square x. I take a negative sign as common. Then there should be a, because these two terms are a negative, when we take a negative then there is a positive. Sine square x plus cos square x is 1, so minus 1 over sine square x is minus cosecant square x. I use the trigonometric identity here. 1 over sine x is equal to cosecant x. In part 2, show that integration part. This part is related to integration. Limit pi by 2 over pi by 4 x cosecant square x dx is equal to 1 over 4 pi plus ln 4. We should prove the left hand side to the right hand side. Here I use the by parts method. By part method is most difficult and very important method in integration portion, because more than 90% chances of this question in the paper. You should have good grip on the by parts method, substitution method. These two methods very important methods in integration. So please focus on this part, by parts method. In by parts method, we should integrate and derivate together. I recommended that when there is a variable and a function, you should integrate function always and derivate the variable. Otherwise it's not possible to solve the equation or simplify it. So first I integrate. Integration of minus cosecant square x is cot of x, because the derivation of cot of x I proved in the previous part is cot minus cosecant square x. Integration is the inverse of derivation. When I derivate cot of x, it will become minus cosecant square x in previous part, in part 1, and the integration of minus cosecant square x is cot x. X write as it is and take the integration of minus cosecant square x cot x, put a negative sign, integration, write the function cot of x as it is and take the derivation of x, which is 1. So minus x cot of x minus cot will become cos over sine. I use identity here in order to integrate cot of x. Minus x cot of x minus ln of sine of x, because the integration of 1 over x is ln of sine x, because the derivation of x is 1. So if there is a derivation in numerator and function in the denominator, we should apply the ln rule. So its integration of cos of x over sin x is ln of sin x. Then I applied the upper limit minus lower limit. Upper limit is pi by 2 and lower limit is pi by 4. First I applied upper limit pi by 2 in place of x, then I put a negative sign, then apply a lower limit pi by 4. When I simplify this, it will become, the final answer is 1 by 4 pi plus ln of 4. The next question is related to the vectors. When two lines L and M have equations R is equal to ai plus 2j plus 3k plus lambda I minus 2j plus 3k, and R is equal to 2i plus j plus 2k plus mu 2i minus j plus k respectively, where a is a constant, is given that the lines intersecting find the value of a. It means he says that the line must intersect each other at one point. When lines are intersecting each other at one point, then the position vectors of both the lines should be same. First I find the position vectors of line M, which is a plus lambda, 2 minus 2 lambda, 3 plus 3 lambda. a plus lambda is related to the x coordinate, 2 minus 2 lambda is related to the y coordinates, and 3 plus 3 lambda is related to the z coordinate. Because a plus lambda is I, 2 minus 2 lambda is j, 3 plus 3 lambda is k. I is related to the x coordinate, j is related to the y coordinates, and k is related to the z coordinates. Here I equate these two position vectors of both the lines. First I find that a plus lambda is equal to 2 plus 2 mu, and similarly I find three equations. I solve first two equations simultaneously, 2 and 3 equations simultaneously. I find that lambda is equal to -2 and mu is equal to -5. Then I place these two values in equation number 1 and find the value of a. In next part, find the equation of the plane containing L and M. He is asking about that both lines L and M lies in the plane. When both lines lies in the plane, then we should find the normal of the plane by taking cross product of the direction of these two lines. The direction of L is equal to N1 is equal to I minus 2j plus 3k. Similarly, the direction of line M, N2 is equal to I minus j plus k. I find the normal of the plane by cross product here using simple matrices method. I, j, k, 1, minus 2, 3, 2, minus 1, 1. First I find I. Hide the column I, 1, 2 and row I, j, k. I find that I into minus 2 plus 3, take a negative sign, then j, hide the column j, minus 2, minus 1 and row I, j, k. I find that 1, 3, 2, 1 matrix and solve it 1, minus 6. Then plus sign k, hide the column k, 3, 1 and row I, j, k. I solve the matrix 1, minus 2, 2, minus 1. So k into minus 1 plus 4. Finally, I find the direction of plane. N is equal to I plus 5, j plus 3k. Equation of the plane r dot n is equal to 8. There are 2 points. Here we can use any point A. The point of line L or point of line M. So x, y, z dot n I 153, which I found by cross product method, is equal to minus 6 2 3 minus 6 2 3, the point of line L, and the direction of plane 1533. Finally I find the equation x plus 5 y plus 3 that is equal to 30. The next part is related to the partial fraction. Here I use the partial fraction. I treat it like a linear equation. Here in denominator is a quadratic, but I use it as a linear. Express fx in a partial fraction. X square plus x plus 6 over x square into x plus 2 is equal to a over x plus 2 plus b over x plus c over x square. So multiplying x square into x plus 2 on both sides, I found that x square plus x plus 6 is equal to a into x square plus bx into x plus 2 plus c into x plus 2. Let x is equal to 0. By taking x is equal to 0, the variable b and a will become 0, and I easily find the value of c. In this way, I will find that c is equal to 3, then let x is equal to minus 2. By taking value minus 2, then variable b and c will become 0, and I easily find the value of a, so a is equal to, now take any value of x to find the value of b. I put x is equal to 1 and finally find b is equal to minus 1, so the partial part becomes 2 over x plus 1 minus 1 over x plus 3 over x square. In next part, the partial fraction and binomial expression related to each other, but here is a integration is attached with the partial fraction. Integrate the function, limit upper limit 4 lower limit 1 f of x d of x, prove that it is equal to 9 by 4. I place the value of x which I partialed in the previous part, 2 over x plus 2 minus 1 over x plus 3 over x square. So the integration of 2 over x plus 2 is 2 into ln 2 take as it is, and the integration 1 over x plus 2 is ln of x plus 2, which I have already explained in the previous slide. And the integration minus 1 over x is minus ln of x, and I take the variable x square in the numerator, which will become x power minus 2, and when I simplify this, it will become minus 3x power minus 1, because we add the power during the integration in the power of variable. Minus 3x into x power minus 1. In this way, I will apply the limits, upper limit 4 and lower limit 1. I will finally find that ln of 36, so over 36 plus 9 by 4, so 36 is cancelled out with 36, and ln of 1 becomes 0, and I finally find the answer 9 by 4. In question number 6, by differentiating cos x over sin x, show that if y is equal to cot of x, then dy dx is equal to minus cos x square. Here I use the identity y is equal to cot x is equal to cos x over sin x. I use the quotient rule here. Quotient rule means the derivation of, first I derivate numerator and write denominator as it is, then put a negative sign, write the numerator as it is, and take the derivation of denominator over denominator whole square. So derivation of cos of x is minus sine of x, and write the denominator sine of x as it is, take a negative sign, cos x as it is, and take the derivation of sine of x, which is cos of x, over sine square x. Sorry, there is no denominator but the in denominator sine square x. So minus sine x cos x minus cos x over sine square x minus sine square x plus cos square x. Here is not a cos. By mistake I write cos x here, sine x into sine x minus sine square x plus cos square x. I take a negative sign as common. In next part, hence solve the equation cos 3x plus 3 cos x plus 1 equal to 0 for range is 0 to x is greater than 0 but less than pi. From part when I have already proved that cos 3x is equal to 4 cos cube x minus 3 cos x, I place this in cos 3x. I replace this value by cos 3x. So for cos cube x, 4 cos cube x minus 3 cos x plus 3 cos x plus 1 equal to 0. 3 cos is cancelled with 3 cos, so 4 cos cube x. In this way I will find that cos of x is equal to cube root of minus 1 by 4. So x is equal to cos inverse of this. As range of x is greater than 0 but less than pi, so it means the negative sign, it means cos lies in the second quadrant, because cos is negative in second quadrant and positive in first quadrant in the range of this question. I will find the basic value, basic angle, which is 0.8893. When I subtracted this angle from pi, because the angle lies in the second quadrant. So x is equal to 2.25 radian. Don't use degree here, because when the question is given in the pi form, then you should use radian mode. Don't use degree. In third part, find the exact value of upper limit pi by 3, lower limit pi by 6 cos cube x dx. From equation cos 3x is equal to 4 cos cube x minus 3 cos x, I will find that cos cube x is equal to cos 3x plus 3 cos x over 4. Because it is very easy to solve this linear equation. Cubic equation in cos functional form is very difficult, because we use substitution method for these functions, which is in form of cubic form. So integrate 1 over 4 take as it is. Integration of cos 3x is sin 3x, and integration of 3x is 1 by 3. Similarly, 3 write as it is, and integration of cos x is sin x. Then I applied the upper limit pi by 3 minus lower limit pi by 6. I will finally find that the solution is 9 under root 3 minus 11 over 24. It is very simply by using calculator to solve the upper limit minus lower limit. In question number 10, complex number. It is related to complex number. U is given by U is equal to minus 3 minus 2 under root 10 iota, showing unnecessary working without using calculator. The square root for you, given your answer in the formula. This complex number where the numbers A and B are the real and exact. So A and B are real. You remember that. First of all, I suppose that minus 3 minus 2 under root 10 iota is equal to A minus B. Square root, taking square root. By taking square on both sides, I found that minus 3 minus 2 minus into 2 under root 10 iota is equal to expand a minus iota b squares, a square plus iota square b square plus iota 2ab. Sorry, plus, not a plus sign here, is a negative sign. Plus iota 2b, a 2ab, not is negative. If you take a plus iota b, then it will become this. So 2ab equating real and imaginary parts on both sides. A square minus b square, because iota square is equal to minus 1 is a real. It is comparing with the minus 3. And 2ab is the imaginary, it is comparing with minus 2 under root 10. So 2ab is equal to minus 2 under root 10 and a is equal to minus 2 under root 10 over 2b. A square minus b square is equal to minus 3. Putting this value of a in equation number 2, I will find that the b square minus 3 b power 4 minus 3 b square minus 10 is equal to 0 by using quadratic formula. B square is equal to minus b plus minus b square minus 4ac over 2a. B square is equal to this 3 minus 7 over 2, 3 plus 7 over 2. So b square is equal to minus 2 under root and under root 5. B is equal to under root 2 iota under root 5. We only take the value under root 5 because it is mentioned in the question where the numbers a and b are real and exact. So we only take the real value under root 5, don't take the imaginary value under root 2 iota. As number a and b are real, so only take the real values. Putting in 1, a is equal to minus under root 10 under root 5, we get a is equal to plus 1 and plus 2. So finally the square root of this number is plus minus under root 2 minus under root 5 iota. In question number 5, the curve with equation y is equal to e power minus 2x ln of x minus 1 has a stationary point at when x is equal to p. Show that p satisfies the equation x is equal to 1 plus e power x1 had been e power 1 over 2x minus 1, where x1 is equal to 0. At stationary point dy dx is equal to 0. You should always put 0 when there is a stationary point, turning point, maximum value, minimum value. So I applied derivative equal to 0. So e power minus 2x derivation. First I derivate the equation dy over dx. The derivation I use product rule here. Product rule means derivation of e power minus 2x and write ln of x minus 1 as it is, then place a positive sign, write a function e power minus 2x as it is, and derivate ln of x minus 1 here. So e power minus 2x into derivation of 2x is minus 2 and write ln of x minus 1 as it is, plus write e power minus 2x as it is, and the derivation ln of x minus 1 is 1 over x minus 1 and the derivation inside the x minus 1 is 1. I take common e power minus 2x and simplify it. In the final I will find that x is equal to 1 plus e power 1 by 2 into 1 over x minus 1.